The source files used in this tutorial are available from the details area of the video workshop. In this video, we're going to be taking a closer look at Ajax and especially its implementation in Dreamweaver CS3 known as Spry. The Spry framework for Ajax has been available on Adobe Labs for quite some time now and is now quite robust. However, if you use the Spry framework as implemented on Labs, it requires a great deal of hand coding. You can, however, use it directly in Dreamweaver CS3 without hand coding using Dreamweaver's advanced Spry objects. Let's take a look at some of the results of what Spry can actually do. Here we see a page that's got a master list of events on the left and detail areas on the right. When I select a new entry from the master list on the left, notice that the image and the data changes over on the right. The area on the left is known as the master data region, while the area on the right is known as the detail data region. Let's take a look at how you would set this up in Dreamweaver. Here we have a sample page with areas marked out for both our data regions. The first thing we want to do is switch to the new Spry category on the Insert toolbar. First, let's attach our XML dataset. A dataset is a link to an XML file either dynamically or statically created. First, I'll give my dataset a more relevant name. Next, I'll choose my XML data source. Here, an XML file previously created. And now let's take a look at the schema or the breakdown of that XML file. Here we see each of the tags included in the XML file. I'm going to be working with the event node, and so I'll select that and then click OK. Notice in my bindings panel, I now have representations of each of the entries under the event node. Our next step is to now identify our master data region. I'll remove the placeholder text and choose the Spry region object from the Spry category. We'll keep this as a div and choose our DS event dataset. Dreamweaver inserts some placeholder text, which I can leave for the moment highlighted. Next, I'm going to create a Spry data table within that data region. This table will have two columns, one for name and one for location. I'll erase all of the other possibilities here, so I'm left with just the two columns. Each column I'm going to make so that we can sort it by clicking on the header area. I can also do things like give it a special CSS hover class that has been previously created. And I want to make sure to update the detail regions when the row is clicked. I'll click OK, and my sample table goes into play. Because I already have a table ID set up for this, I can apply that to give it a bit of style. And you'll notice that my data has been already inserted. Dreamweaver represents Spry data or Ajax data as an XML node name within curly braces. Let's add a bit more. I'm going to put a line break here and then insert the date. One of the benefits of the Spry data table is that it's already added a repeat region for us to this table row so that all of my data will be represented properly. Now, let's link up the detail area. First, I'll go over to my detail section here, choose the outer div that contains both the image and the event information, and then add a new Spry region to that. In this situation, I'm going to choose a detail region, and I'm going to wrap it around the current selection. Now that that has been added to the page, I can change my placeholder image to one that is linked to the Spry data. I'll switch from the standard file system representation of the Select Image Source dialog box to Data Sources, choose the event image, click OK, and now I'll go in and add the description and drag that right onto page, right below the event information heading. Get rid of a little blank space there. Now I'll save my page, and let's take a look at it in the browser. Here we see the sample page that I've created, not quite as completed as the example that we were showing earlier, but still, all of my data is now represented and changing. Notice that only the specific areas of the page change without refreshing the entire page. That's one of the major benefits of using Spry and Ajax in Dreamweaver CS3.